Hey y'all, just giving another update about the Losi Promoto. I don't know what stage of the build we're on now. Just a few updates. I'm gonna finish some more stuff tomorrow and then take it out for a drive and see exactly how it does. But I've been watching a lot of Screaming Demon stuff, and I've of course like Exo Cage stuff as well, and their Vitavon builds are coming along really nice. Mine is GPM, except for now we're starting to get into the Vitavon stuff. My wife made the wise choice to go with the gold calipers and the gold axle mounts or whatever you call it, the other part there. And that is the Vitavon rotor as well. And I also have the Vitavon swing arm, so I'll install that tomorrow and see how it all does and report back. I also found this place called what is he called? RC Garage Life, I think, and he sells these body kits for the riders, and it really saves them. Like that one he's completely unharmed, and he's flipped many times. And adding it to this one has definitely helped substantially. As I said, it is the full GPM build, so I have the GPM tank and triple trees and mounts and all the skid plates, and it's a used bike. I drive it, I flip it, I roll it. It's not much heavier than a stock one's. It is a little bit heavier, but here's the big plus. This new Vitavon caliper, when you get it set up right, you can lock the front wheel now. Wonder if that means it could endo, which I think would be pretty cool if you can get it to do some endos, unless, of course, everything freaks out. But hey, we'll see what happens. Maybe it'll do nothing but crash. So anyway, I'll put all that stuff together tomorrow. Reason I didn't go Vitavon with this bike was two reasons. Well, they didn't have anything in green, and two, this thing, I love this truck, but I swear it breaks every single time it goes out. Every single time something breaks. So it's all been replaced with Vitavon, and it has so much Vitavon in there that I could have bought two more of those trucks. And of course, I just took it out the other day and to see how the rest of the Vitavon stuff worked, and it blew a servo. Fortunately, saw that coming. These are really cheap on Amazon. I forgot what I paid for it. They're like $25. I've used them many times before. I've seen several other people use them in the what the hell you call it? So UDR, Traxxas UDR, and it's fast. And the nice thing is, it's a direct bolt in. It's 25 tooth stock horn works on there, bolts right up. So yay, that should be nice and easy. But yeah, so I will update the video tomorrow when I put the swing arm on, and after I take it out for a ride. As for now, it's late on Friday. I'm a mechanic. I work on stuff all day. I need to stop working on this. Y'all have a good evening. Talk to you tomorrow. So now we're back to day 2. Took me a bit longer than I expected to install the Vitavon swing arm. But it's on there, and the brakes, as I was showing yesterday, God, I really can't wait to try these out, because they grab so hard, like I can't turn, and as soon as it releases, that's really great. The problem with the Vitavon swing arm, I've only seen people with the natural finish ones install it, like 2 of them, and they didn't seem to say anything about issues. I think the anodizing makes everything just a little bit thicker. because the inner or the adjustments, these were really snug to fit in, but you know they're plastic, so they give. The really hard part was that GPM arm. Now I thought it was because the GPM and the Vitavon they just weren't going to be compatible. Turns out even the stock plastic one, I couldn't squeeze it in to that part there, you know, where that pin goes through, right there above the chain. So I ended up having to take a Dremel and dremeling out all of the little, well, not all of it, you know, enough space inside there. Unfortunately, I scratched it right there, to give me enough room to let this part move freely, because it, you know, obviously if it's going to be kind of hard one-handed, but let's see what I can do here. You know, wasn't getting nice free movement like that. So that's there. Also, I know the earlier people were having problems with the Vitavon front brake caliper, and they were having to shave down the pads to make it fit. Well, before I ordered this stuff, I asked Vitavon about that, and they said no, they didn't shave the pads down. What they did is they ground down the back side of this mount here a little bit on each ear, and that pushed the caliper assembly in enough to where you don't have the problem, and the rotor still floats and everything. So hopefully that took care of that issue. But I think I'm gonna take him and him out and run them side by side and see how they do, and I will report back later. Stop. Tight area to do it real close to us, unfortunately. Fortunately, it's got the brakes for it now, though. Well, that was actually a lot of fun. The thing is stable in different ways that I just didn't expect. As you saw in a couple of the clips, you can come to a dead stop and their bike remain vertical and go again when you have the front brake grabbing as hard as the rear does. Of course, I did it like 7 times in a row, and I figured, hey, I had to grab the camera, have my wife record it, and of course, I could never seem to manage that dead stop again. I can get close, but the bike is much easier to self-right. You can't do an endo, unfortunately. It will still wheelie for days. It can wheelie far longer than I could in that parking lot. I had to constantly let out. Did get a couple tumbles, and the armor did what it's supposed to do. At least kept me from tearing up that jersey. Did tear up that sticker, unfortunately, but swing arm did well. The bike's still able to upright itself either way. A little bit harder if it does happen to fall on the chain side, if the grass is high or the ground is really soft, but on the concrete, it seems to upright itself more. Off-road, didn't really notice a huge change with the front brake working better. You can tell the difference, but on-road is where it's at. Now, with that front brake working how it's supposed to be working, the control, the being able to slow down and avoid stuff is something much needed on this bike. You used to only have that rear brake, that front brake, and it drug, but not very well. This the Vitavon was a worthy upgrade for sure. I'm very happy with that. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed the video and have a good weekend.